Hi, and welcome to The Bad Perspective, a podcast presented by SheBad. I'm founder and host Keylani Warfield, and this is episode 2. I have been running around all weekend like a chicken with my head cut off, trying to execute this podcast. I'm being completely transparent with you guys. It has not been the easiest thing, but I'm so happy to be here and to be able to continue talking with you guys and talking through these blogs with you. It's like surreal. Like, wow, I'm here and we're doing this. I'm so happy. Not only do I love the blogs, but I feel like I really wanted to make sure that they not only got the love that they deserve, because I think that they are like the coolest, most girly pop thing ever, but I also wanted to make sure that the message that I'm wanting to get across to the audience is doing that, right? Like, I wanted to make sure that it's landing. And I feel like having the podcast is a great way for us to kind of dive a little deeper into the blogs. Today's blog is actually really fun because it is a lifestyle blog and it's kind of a reminder to just ground yourself, remember what life is about. It's not always about working and being productive and stressing over the numbers. Sometimes it's just going outside, hanging out with a friend, going out alone, grabbing a drink, or if that's your thing, or just, living life and not really thinking too far ahead and not thinking too hard about it either. The inspiration for this blog actually was so random. I was just thinking about things that I could potentially, talk about. And I'm like, like, what's a phrase that people say, or like, what's a saying that people live by? Like, I was trying to think in that realm. And so I started thinking of all these different things that I've heard, over the years. And for some reason, I started to think of corporate jargon. So one of the things I thought of was, I'm going to give you your time back, or I'll give you your time back. And if you're not familiar with what that means, pretty much at the end of a meeting, if there's a lot of time left over, or even if it's not, like if a meeting is just ending earlier than it was supposed to be, people will say, okay, like, I won't keep you, I'll give you your time back. So pretty much the phrase is kind of one of those things where when it's used correctly, it's like, oh, thank you, thanks for giving me my time back. But I think some people overuse the term giving you your time back. It's really supposed to be for a meeting that's ending pretty early. And it's like, wow, okay, instead of keeping you and just kind of wasting our time, I'll give you your time back. And then you can spend the rest of this meeting time to like recoup, maybe step away from your computer, whatever. Like, you get your time back. You can do whatever you need to do with this new time that is now allotted to you because the meeting is ending early. That was what inspired me to write the blog. At the time, I didn't know what I was going to say. I just knew I was inspired by the term, I'll give you your time back. So then I started thinking and I was like, what if I took my time back? Now what? I say all that to say that is what inspired me to write this blog. I'm going to go ahead and read the blog so we can get into all the nitty gritty. Taking my time back. A little dilly-dallying never hurt. Life has been a constant cycle of work, morning routines, doom scrolling, and repeat. Things can move so quickly that we forget to slow down. That stops now. We hear about third spaces all the time, but when do we find one of our own? Doing nothing is still something. Lessen that screen time and go outside. For starters, I wanted to apply taking my time back to my life, not necessarily any professional setting, and just thinking about all of the things that we give our time to that really are not pouring back into us. Something that was really important to me when writing this blog was thinking about all of the different things that we do in a given day where we're kind of just giving our time away and we're not really thinking about it. And I wanted to kind of have this attitude of like, I'm taking my time back. Like, I'm regaining control over my life and my habits and what it is that I do. So yeah, I really love this blog because I feel like it's just a reminder to step out of yourself for a second, look at all of the things that you're giving your time to, and decide if they are beneficial or not. I'm not saying to stop doom scrolling because I think that can be, fun. I think it can be fun sometimes to just give yourself an hour of like mindlessness and not to have so many things going on and not to be responsible for so many things and to just enjoy life. I think it's fun to have a weekend where you binge watched a new show and you are able to just kind of retreat in that way. It's just, I don't think we should ignore the fact that we are spending so much time in the house or at work and we really aren't getting any other experiences, which is why I mentioned third spaces. So if you don't know what a third space is, the idea is that your first space is your home, your second space is work, and your third space is literally anywhere but those two places. And so if you go and look at the blog, there is a link and there's an article from today that will discuss a third space, why you should have a third space, what that means, all of those things. I won't do that today, but that is pretty much what a third space is. So for some people, a third space is a restaurant that they love, a cafe. Some people's third space is the library, maybe the park or a gym, your morning walk around your neighborhood. Some people really enjoy having a new hobby. So maybe you have a knitting class, maybe you're learning how to play an instrument, learning a new language, or maybe your third space is entertainment. You love the arts and you like to go maybe to sporting events, stuff like that. Like you are giving yourself a place to go that is not work and is not home. It's another thing for you to do in your life that you are able to enjoy and reap the benefit of doing, right? I really like that idea because even for myself, I find myself wanting to figure out, where's my third space? What do I do? What do I want? I do a lot of things to benefit myself in terms of my career. And I think maybe to someone else that might seem like a third space, but for me, it's work. I'm working towards something. I'm not really able to turn my mind off. And so for me, my third spaces so far have not been physical spaces. They have been things that I like to do that even if I'm doing it at home, it's still my own thing that I'm doing. So maybe I don't really have a third space yet. I love Sudoku. So that's something that I do at home, whether it's in my book. I have like a booklet and it's like all the Sudoku games and it gives me a run for my money. I won't lie. I do that, and I also will do that. I have an app on my phone, and so like I'll do that. And we have a home gym. So even though I'm not leaving my home to go to a gym, once I'm in my home gym, that's kind of how I operate, as if I left my house, I'm locked into this gym, and I'm doing whatever it is I need to do. I kind of like turn my mind off of whatever I had going on outside that gym. And once I get into the gym, that is the priority. And like I give myself that time. And I feel like honestly, Pilates allowed for me to intentionally turn my mind off at the gym and give myself that time that I need to, pour into myself. Those are just the things that I like to do that kind of give me the opportunity to have a third space, even if I guess I technically don't have a third space. Even though I don't have a designated place, I love a good cafe. I love going, even if I'm in a new city, I love to just go and get a coffee and sit down and just watch the people walk in and out. Maybe I have my laptop and I'm looking at some things to do for work. Maybe I'm on my phone and just, listening to music, or I'm on the phone talking to somebody. But I love a good cafe. I don't know what it is. I'm also low-key a foodie. I love going and trying new restaurants, or even going and revisiting my favorite restaurant. I think finding a third space can feel intimidating because it is this notion of like this place you're supposed to go to. And if you don't feel like you have a place to go to necessarily, that's why I'm saying I think that it's really nice to be able to have a third space mindset and be able to kind of turn home life off for a second, turn work life off for a second, and go, no one can bother me. I'm going and I'm doing this thing. And I think that that's really important. And I also feel like that is why I initially mentioned dilly-dallying, because sometimes the third space is Home Goods and Marshalls, Ulta, Sephora, and going shopping. Like sometimes that's what the third space is. If it's you kind of just riding around, listening to music, maybe you picked up a friend on the way and you're just spending mindless time together, being able to have different elements in your life that create your lifestyle and your way of life, your well-being. If you only have work, if you only have a home life, you're going to find yourself burnt out. You're going to find yourself not knowing who you are, what you like to do, what it is you want to do. I just think that it's really important to be able to learn how to dilly-dally and just have mindless time. That's really what it's about. And it's about finding things that you're able to bring into your life that will ultimately create your lifestyle, right? How do you live? What is your way of life? What are your routines? And if you really don't know in this current moment what those things are, what they could be, that is when, now is the perfect time of year to do that. It's the end of the year. The new year is days away. You can vision board. You can say, I am kind of interested in these things. Maybe I find a course. Maybe I take up a class. Maybe I go purchase a ticket to get that experience, like give yourself the opportunity to live life. Work aside, going into 2026, I really want to give myself more experiences that I haven't had in the past. I've always been good at like having a trip, having vacations, going out to eat, and like kind of those day-to-day wins. If I'm craving food, I go get it. If I see something and I want to experience it, I go do that. But I do want to give myself more experiences with the arts. I'm interested in seeing what those spaces look like in a more intimate way. And I also want to take up something new that I've not done before. Something that will kind of stimulate me intellectually. So maybe I'll learn a new language that has been on my mind for a couple weeks now. Like, maybe I try to go and learn a different language. In closing, I will leave you with this. I want you to know it is okay to literally take your time back. I'm giving you the permission now. Take your time back. Be intentional about the things that you do. Be intentional about the people you spend time with. Be intentional about your daily habits. And if you do an audit on your life at the end of the year and you see, this year I gave my time to a lot of bull, and you're like, I don't want to do that again. That's what I mean by taking your time back. Look at your life. Look at the things you do on a day-to-day basis. Is it anything that you aren't doing that you could be doing and you want to do and you just haven't figured out how to incorporate it into your routine? That is the type of stuff that I'm talking about. Or if you feel like I'm spread thin, I don't know what I'm doing, I'm all over the place, I don't have time for myself, take your time back. What things can you stop doing that are okay? What things can you take off of the to-do list? What things can you maybe offload to someone else? Where can you ask for help, right? Especially as we go into the new year. If you don't know where to start, please do some type of journal, vision board, mood board even. Just give yourself the opportunity to visualize what it is that you see for yourself going into not only 2026, but your new lifestyle that you want to live. If I could leave you with anything, it would certainly be that. So thank you so much for listening and watching this episode of The Bad Perspective. For more content, visit shebad.com.